DNVR Draft Pod. We're doing it. Let's go, baby. Live from downtown Denver on the corner of Colfax and York, right above the DNVR bar from the Toyota Lounge. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Not really.
No.
Kind of ugly.
Very much.
But nonetheless, we are doing it. We are powered by your local Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. And boy, are the Denver Broncos going places, Jake. As the prophecy foretold, if they won this game, we had to do a show breaking down how we got here.
Let's go, man.
And that's exactly what we're doing, which is kind of incredible. I can't believe this is our life.
We deserve this. You know, it's been a long, dark decade. And
facts.
This fan base, as we always hear, has been locked in from the get-go, and it's been a long time coming.
Really has.
Happy for us.
I'm super happy for us.
Happy for you too, chat.
It's incredible. Yes, come in the Toyota chat, thumbs it up. Broncos show at noon, so don't you worry, that's still happening. RK, Big Hank, they're doing the thing.
Be here.
But yeah, we just want to get into that. Then there's a ton of risers I've got on my list. Latest mocks where the Broncos are literally the 32nd pick in these mocks. Can you believe this?
Nirvana, bro.
It really is Nirvana. It's incredible. And then, as always, week 13 picks, which I've hardly looked at. So it's going to be off the dome, off the cuff.
You know, I've got a theory. That's how it should be. When you're picking shows on a podcast, unless you are a betting podcast per se, and you like have to come with picks. We got issues. But unless that's the situation, that's how I feel. Dre is we've got some issues going on. It's we're figuring it out. I promise everyone is okay in the DNVR studio here. Dre is okay. Just slight technical difficulties. I'm sure Dre right now, if he had the mic on, he'd be just continuing gloating about the Broncos and just how they won that game, which was incredible. It was a different feeling for me than other games. And also, by the way, I've now been here for 6 games that have ended in last-second field goals. I don't know why this is my destiny. I'm not exactly mad, but
a little bit.
I'd like to just like a no-sweater game. You know what I mean? Like, I need one of those.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. It's a shame you missed the Cowboys blowout, apparently.
Well, I didn't miss it.
You weren't on the watch list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So was all my early stuff, did they hear that, Dion?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
Don't worry, we got you.
I'm glad. Yeah, that was an incredible game.
It was.
We've worked our way towards that for many, many years. Okay. Let's get into how this AFC Contender was built, how the Broncos got here. We're going to go position by position. We're going to start here with the defense. And as I did this, Jake, first off, it's a true team building masterpiece.
Yeah.
I've been doing this show for, 10 years. You've been involved for at least 5.
Mm-hmm.
And we've you could hardly even dream of something like this being put together. It's a team very, very much built on the margins.
Yeah.
Some super savvy day 2 picks, especially, and some really savvy free agent signings. I mean, masterful free agent signings.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with the defense. Interior defensive line. It's kind of all free agents.
Yep.
You had the Draymond, let Draymond walk. Draymond Jones, obviously.
Wow, what a time that was.
Signed Zach Allen, which famously on my board, Zach Allen, one spot above, was high on both of them. And what an incredible signing that's been.
We talk about it in the draft every year. Like, if you don't get them in the first round, or even then, like, maybe you get some guys day 2 that can pop. After that, if you're looking for offensive, defensive linemen, day 3,
it's tough sledding.
It's not going to happen usually. And so I don't know, it makes sense. Like, you don't really have time to draft and develop those guys. They drafted, remember Sylvester Williams?
Of course.
Didn't really work out, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was fine. But
Super Bowl winner, but yeah, it
sure.
didn't really work out. You're right.
And that's the risk that you take when drafting guys like that.
Yeah,
like, you have to be patient. You have to try and develop them. And at those positions, sometimes it just doesn't work. So if you're going to go into the free agent pool and kind of make some, I mean, Zach Allen wasn't really a budget signing, I'd say. I mean, I think you got a bit of a deal on like DJ Jones, John Franklin Myers, you know what I mean?
Agreed. Malcolm Roach.
Yeah, for sure. So it's smart. It's how you should do it.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, credit to VJ, which I think a lot of this will go to him, is bringing over Zach Allen, who he had experience coaching in Arizona. He had experience coaching Draymond Jones as well. I think his influence, and then there's just organizational alignment.
Yeah.
Like, yes, George Payton had some good picks before Sean Payton got here, but they've really been good picks since Payton and Payton have been working together. And it's organizational alignment, not just Sean running the show, but I think VJ's influence on the defense as well. It's just top to bottom, really aligned, really working together. So the entire interior D-line, built through really savvy free agent signings and then an astute trade in the John Franklin Myers deal, which I think is like low-key one of the best trades in Broncos history.
Yeah.
Would they get him for a 5th rounder? I was actually just about to look that up.
I'm pretty sure it was wasn't it just a simple, like,
maybe it's a pick swap, but it's definitely, it's no earlier than a 5th rounder. And then, that's happening in one of the 4 days of the draft, whether it's draft day eve or like after day 1 or day 2, I can't quite remember. But
so the Broncos got John Franklin Myers from the Jets for a 2026 6th round pick. Yeah.
So 2 years ahead.
Yeah.
6th rounder.
Yeah,
and he's
haven't
been
even got to that draft
right.
yet.
And he's been incredibly influential. I mean, just a beast. And that's kind of the theme, how they built the interior D-line of the entire spine of this defense. Off-ball linebackers. Now, this might be a more typical route most teams go. Singleton signed as kind of a scrap heap free agent signing, had some experience in Seattle, and has now lasted the course of time. Sternad is an undrafted free agent, a savvy undrafted.
Pretty sure he was day 3.
Or maybe it was day 3. But, scrap heap type.
Yeah.
And then Dre Greenlaw, more of a high-end signing. There's the Drew Sanders pick. That's more of a premium asset you're using on Drew.
Yeah.
And because of injuries, that hasn't really worked out. One of the few top 100 picks in the last couple of years that hasn't worked out. You really haven't gotten any contributions for. Safety room, the same thing. You let Justin Simmons walk. One of the few great picks of the John Elway, especially the second half of the John Elway tenure.
Yep.
You let him walk. You signed Brandon Jones, who's been what an insane replacement. And then Talanoa Hufanga, who's been just a masterful free agent signing. Piece. He really was. And so then on the perimeter, though, all those guys are draft picks.
Yeah.
All of them. Edge, corner, and only one is a premium draft pick. That, of course, is Pat Surtain. The rest, yes, top 100 picks.
Are we counting Jade yet?
Yeah, I think we should start counting Jade. He can kind of moonlight. He's a little spine of the defense outside, but
right.
I think you should count him. And has made a difference in that game, made a difference.
I mean, totally. They needed him last weekend.
Yeah. I mean, their depth at corner has really showed up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is kind of taking advantage of the 7-on-7-ish era. I mean, you're just taking these guys high up in the draft. You're getting the best of the best from this crop. Nick Benito, I mean, going back to that one, I think we were all still blown away, like that he was there.
Yeah.
Just like Peyton said, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just a balance of kind of being patient in the draft. I mean, even some of the day 3 guys and the undrafted guys too, like J-Mac, who's just been
insane
unbelievable.
pickup, yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, this is just George Payton's specialty though, right? Like this is kind of why you brought him here, was to just make sure that you have one of the strongest secondaries to kind of recreate that magic from 2015. And it's crazy how much we're watching that kind of unfold this season.
It is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have the premium pick and Pat Surtain, one of the weirdest drafts of all time. You know, we're thinking Aaron Rodgers trade is about to happen. Then they don't draft Fields, and we're all kind of disappointed. And obviously, Defensive Player of the Year already lining up with one of those resumes of like an all-time great corner. And then the edge room, it's similar. Like you mentioned the Benito pick. Jonathan Cooper, to get a player at a premier position in the 7th round.
Never happens.
It's virtually unheard of. Or when it's heard of, we talk about it for a while. Like Mailata, stud left tackle for the Eagles. He's a late day 3 pick. Puka Nacua, wide receiver that you're able to find late in the draft. You know, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, and is able to be a serviceable quarterback who's going to get paid. You know, those premium positions. Josh Norman, I think of, like being a, you know, great cornerback for a couple years in that Ron Rivera scheme there. Yeah, they're few and far between, and you got that. You also got Dondre Tillman, who's been a really good contributor. And then Jonah Ellis, Q Robinson, Benito, they're all top 100 picks that you just hit. And yeah, I wouldn't quite say they've become an inside-out roster-building team, but it is a little like we can patch together the spine of the defense while we're going to take advantage, as you're saying. We talk about wide receiver depth, but there is also something to be said for cornerback depth and edge depth in this era of football, if you want to call it the 7-on-7 era.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat similar to kind of how Coach Prime builds his roster, you know, more outside in than inside out. Though, again, I wouldn't say that's the full transition we've gone on. But it's really interesting, and there are just very few misses. If you committed pretty big, or, you know, even mid-level free agent money to a signing, you've hit.
Yeah.
If you committed a top 100 pick, you've hit. And I mean, again, Jade, we got to see. Q Robinson, we got to see. But early returns are fairly encouraging there.
It's just great team building. Going back to Jonathan Cooper, though, I mean, I don't know what he's actually going to have to do statistically to like enter the realm of best 7th round draft picks of all time. But he's very much on his way. Like Larry Wilson is probably the best. He played for St. Louis, I think, for 13 years, or the Cardinals way back in the day, actually, when they were in St. Louis. We're talking about a guy in like the 60s and 70s here. Like,
yeah, wow.
Or I'm sorry, no, this is 90s, sorry. Okay. But either way, like, it's like Donald Driver. Like, you could throw in Bo Jackson, which is like a technicality type of thing, obviously. Julian Edelman, but like, it's not going to take much for him to enter like that realm of like best 7th round draft picks of all time. You just don't get, especially at that position, as you were saying, edge. It's extremely rare. And wasn't he the one with the crazy RAS score?
Yes,
or was that Browning? One of them.
I think that's Browning. Okay. And Cooper, it's kind of, he's the edge version of Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, Ohio State, loaded wide receiver room, couldn't get the playing time that his talent would have warranted. Cooper, same thing, and it's crazy they're both Ohio State guys.
Yeah.
Tells you how loaded. I know you hate to hear it, but
I mean, the roster's the roster.
We're going to keep this conversation going on the other side. And first, let's give a shout out to our friends at Bet365. You know Bet365. The all-time homies, the only place you can use our code DNVR365 at sign up and get in on their great offer. All you need is $5 minimum bet, $150 in bonus bets heading your way. As soon as that's settled, win, lose, or draw, doesn't matter. Just settled, bang, bang, in your account. And then we can play with that with some juicy first overall pick odds. Nuggets futures, Broncos futures, Avs futures, you name it. They are also an official partner of the Nuggets and Avalanche. They've also built up headquarters here in Denver. They're true homies helping the local economy. And it's the only place you can find DNVR custom bets with our beautiful logo, exactly what we're betting on that weekend, whether it's Broncos, Avs, Nuggets, you name it. They've got you covered through and through. It's why Bet365 is the best, the only place I bet. And breaking news from Bet365, new customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use our code DNVR365, deposit $10, that's the minimum deposit, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets as soon as that's settled. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. And from my experience, those really didn't expire. Other places, you've got like 5 days to use them. Bet365 for you to play with. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. TNCs apply. And then also a shout out to our friends at Dick's Sporting Goods. You know all about Dick's. They're an incredible place, and in the holidays, even more so, where you can get all of the latest gear, Colorado sports gear, you know it. Most of the teams we cover, they've got you. Your favorite brands, Nike, Adidas, even DNVR, and so much more. Plus, score the latest equipment for baseball, soccer, football season, basketball, golf, and your tailgating essentials, just the GOATs. And these holidays, it's the place you want to go for your favorite gifts for your loved ones. If you find a lower price too, they'll match it with their best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup on top of it all at your nearest store, or easy shipping from Dicks.com right there on screen, because every season starts at Dicks. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's the defense. RAS score for Jonathan Cooper, 7.8. So not astronomical.
Still good.
Justin Sternod, 5th round pick. And then Toyota Chat is on it.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot Shannon Sharp. Also, Larry Wilson was way back in the day.
There's some great 7th rounders. But yeah, I mean, you're especially premium positions. I think that's right, like centers, tight ends, off-ball linebackers, running backs. You can list off several.
Sure.
The premium positions, right? Let's remind everyone what we're talking about. Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive tackle, edge rusher. That's it. Because I should have done offense first, but I said cornerback.
Oh, okay.
Quarterback, cornerback.
Yeah.
I maybe only said quarterback.
Everything that involves the passing game. Passer, pass protector, pass catcher, pass
That's exactly right.
Pass
because
rusher.
The other ones, it's like, okay, well, we can find a good run defender at linebacker, at safety, and that's what they've done. But they haven't just found good ones. They've found great ones. They've hit home runs on a lot of these. And then they've drafted well. And why did they have to hit on top 100 picks and not premium picks like first rounders? Because they didn't have first rounders for the first couple of years.
Crazy.
We know this because we're the sickos who kept this podcast going despite no picks whatsoever.
Yeah, we are.
One day in the offseason, we should do a Russell Wilson, like all the implications of that trade.
Oh, the Russell Wilson sliding glass doors.
The sliding
show?
doors would be amazing. Any other thoughts on the defense?
Just wrapping up with it. You mentioned just hitting on like everything and just how insane that is.
Yeah.
You just need luck. I mean, to get to this point in the NFL, especially, and to win a Super Bowl, you need luck.
We talk about fit too. Obviously, ideal fits for all these guys.
For sure.
And really being able to identify those guys. Also, maybe people are thinking, well, of course, you're giving them credit for hitting on free agents. Free agents, there's more of a safety net. Yeah, a little bit, but you look at those lists of like the top paid free agents, half those guys don't make it to the end of their free agent big contract. So honestly, the hit rate isn't that dissimilar to the draft. So I don't know. It is pretty rare to hit on all these things. You know, like my friend Joe and I, who comes up on the watch.
Shout out Joe.
Shout out Joe, legend. You know, when we talk, we get each other excited. This was more back in the day about the Rockies' outlook. And then it's like, you know, if one of these starting pitchers can just be serviceable, if those two relievers, if that one prospect can play well in center field, and then, you know, the ifs start to stack up, and it's like, yeah, we're doing that thing again, huh?
Yep.
It's probably not going to happen. This is kind of how this defense was built, and yet all the ifs hit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It really is.
It's like if the Mizzou third-round corner hits, if the, and just over and over, if that seventh-round edge becomes a start. It's crazy.
Really is.
The offense, I think, in some ways easier, in some ways harder discussion because there's still plenty of work in progress on the offense.
Totally.
It comes down in a lot of ways to astute signings on the offensive line. And, we've talked about, man, has Sean Payton gone away from his roster building identity because he was drafting a ton of O-linemen? His first order of business when he comes to the Broncos, and they're still trying to figure it out with Russell Wilson as the quarterback, is go sign Ben Powers, go sign Mike McGlinchey.
Yeah.
And then also turning Quinn Meinerz into a nice top 100 pick into one of the best guards in football.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think Garrett Bowles under Sean Payton has taken his game to the next level. And Whataburg, say what you will, I think has become more of a top half of the NFL starting center than bottom half, which is like, again, for a seventh rounder, that's a decent return.
Yeah, he's been decent.
I thought so too. I mean, again, like they've played some tough defenses. KC,
Yeah.
Houston, and we're not here like, oh man, you're only as good as your weakest link. And for a weakest link on that offensive line, I think he's been quite good. And then Palcho, man. The fact that you're surviving with Palcho as your left guard tells you that was a pretty nice UDFA signing as well.
Yep. And if your weakest link's at center, you can live with that too.
Totally. I mean, if you were to build an offensive line, first round left tackle, top dollar left guard, right tackle, and then a right guard you develop, you're going to have to save somewhere, and that's going to be the center.
Yep, 100%. Just how it works. Before we get too much into this, I mean, you talked about, did Sean Payton, change his team building philosophy? I don't know, and I don't know if we'll ever learn an answer to that really, but I think that's what makes Sean Payton so great is he's just seen so much and he can adapt, and you've seen it in Denver over the last 2 years. Like, he's not one of those coaches where it's like, this is the system, it's very rigid, you're going to have to fit into this type of role. If you don't fit into this role, you're out of here type of thing. Like, he's very willing to kind of just morph his team with what he has. And that's what the best coaches do, right? They adapt the scheme to the roster, which is what he's been able to do. But he's also I think he's shown more willingness in Denver to kind of adapt his scheme to whatever the roster says it has to be, type of thing. So it's great coaching as well. I mean, we're going to talk about the team building, obviously, but being able to just work with the pieces that you're given, especially when it's a Russell Wilson, kind of patchwork offensive line that first year, or just figuring out the pieces that first year. He's done really a good job of just kind of letting the pieces fall where they may and then doing the best to highlight them.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then, I mean, so much of this comes down to Bo. Say what you will, questions, concerns on if he's a true franchise quarterback, if he's going to be worth a big extension come year 5 of his rookie deal, what have you. Fact of the matter is they're not here unless they make that pick. He turned it around, and right now, paying a guy who is the starting quarterback for your currently number 1 seed in the AFC team, you couldn't have found for that money anything better at this point in time. So that pick is huge, much like the PS2 pick, but even more so, and on top of kind of the unusual way that first round came about, that he's the 6th quarterback drafted in the top 12. Fact that J.J. McCarthy, Penix have all kind of struggled. Even Caleb Williams has had an up and down start to his NFL career. It's it really all comes down to that.
I mean, look, man, Sean Payton just straight up called it. I mean, that was his guy. He saw someone who, what I just talked about, not only could he work with to highlight them as this quarterback, learns and grows on his rookie contract, but he saw whatever he needed to see in Bo Nix.
Yep.
That's why Sean Payton's where he's at, and he's coaching in the NFL.
Figuring out on the skill positions, I'd say,
Well,
at least I'm encouraged by Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, obviously Court making that work, sticking to that. And then, tight end, running back is full on, like, we're figuring it out. Work in progress.
I mean, it just goes to show if you have the line figured out and you have a quarterback, you can kind of just patch it up as you go along.
And it's not too dissimilar to how the Chiefs or Bills are building their team.
It's exactly how they built their team. They had their quarterbacks. In the Bills' case, he struggled early, and the coach worked with him and continued to surround him, and all of a sudden you have one of the best in the league. Mahomes is just a unicorn.
Yeah, no doubt. The other thing, and this is like something Bill Pollan talks about in his book on how they built the Peyton Manning Colts with Tony Dungy, a defensive coach. And I wonder if the Broncos have kind of done the reverse, right? The thinking for those Colts was Dungy can create a serviceable defense without using premium assets. And then we're just going to give all the premium assets to the offense. And that's when they had Edgerrin James, obviously Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, Marvin Harrison. Maybe before Dallas Clark, there was someone else when Edge was there. And focusing on the O-line, you have a great offensive coach who's never necessarily spent premium resources on the skill positions. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this on this show. And you're making it work with everything else.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible.
It is.
Anything else that stands out to you? I think we covered a lot there on team building standpoint.
Yeah, I just one more thing on Sean Payton. It's just he's exactly what this franchise needed, right?
Yeah.
TJ Ward was on No Lie Zone, I think, with RK and Akib recently.
Yep.
And RK was talking to TJ about, how Broncos country, or I don't even know if it's the fan base necessarily, but like there's this culture of being a Bronco where like these guys who come in and they're not even drafted by this team, they kind of adopt this team, right? They take it on. And he's talking about this culture that is the Denver Broncos and what that means and all. And in that culture, I think it's just defensive football, especially the last 15 plus years or so, or maybe even 10 years because of the first Peyton years, right?
Yeah.
And you can just kind of rely on that. And you really needed an offensive mastermind to come in and just stabilize the shit because the offense was so bad up until Sean Payton came in. So he was just exactly what they needed at the right time. For
sure. We've got Dylan in the Toyota chat asking, who the hell are these guys? So Broncos, normal Broncos show coming to you at noon. We do this every Thursday night. We're the DNVR Draft Pod.
Thursday morning.
And we talk about all sorts, Thursday morning, yes, thank you. We talk about all sorts of team building, draft-related topics, college football, NFL. We've got you covered. Thank you for tuning in, Dylan. Leave us a thumbs up. The support is much needed and appreciated. And then we've got a few other chats that we'll get to on the other side because I want to start talking about the latest mocks, some risers this week, and so much more. All right, final break. We got to get into a lot of stuff. But first, our friends at Toyota, they make this show possible for you. Toyota, true homies through and through. And it's because they're like us, man. They are family oriented. They're safe. They're not dangerous, but they can get fun with you. And they're the perfect Colorado car, right? I always talk about how they're the perfect car. Get into your Toyota, go west, get lost in the mountains. And it's because SUVs, trucks, they're part of Toyota's DNA. They have a wide range of all-wheel, four-wheel drive, all sorts of environmentally friendly hybrid electric vehicles as well. Toyota's got it covered, and it's why anyone at DNVR who drives a Toyota, they've been driving it for years. They swear by it. Our own Jakester has some great stories about how Toyota took good care of him when him and Rhino were stranded on Highway 36, driving back from Boulder. I mean, come on, man. They're the GOATs. Check them out. If you're in the market for a new car, I urge you to visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe, and Centennial. Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. That's where your boy lives. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. For our final partner, I need a prop here. So Jake, hand me that over. Thank you. And it's a new partner, Brunt. They have this beautiful boot. It's their best-selling Marin work boots. And they're not only built for the toughest job sites, they're completely waterproof. Also says right here, oil resistant, slip resistant, non-marking. You can just feel the quality right here. Beautiful, nice leather, hard steel toe right there. And they're perfect working conditions. They're perfect. Even they look good, great quality. They're going to be comfortable as well. And it's built to last. And Brunt's not just about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs, from heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets. Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition, which is why temps dropping, holidays coming. It's time to treat yourself for the hard-working man in your life to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts and get him something built to last. Brunt Workwear, our listeners get $10 off their entire order when they use code DNVR right there on screen at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use code DNVR. Order today and let them know you heard it here on the show, baby. All right, back to it. Oh, man. Back in the Toyota lounge, Toyota chat popping off. Some great comments. I love Hydromo, is it?
Yeah.
With saying this is the draft pot, put some respect on. Look, I take no disrespect from Dylan. I get the other show. It's 100%. 5 days a week, and that's the regular show, and it's a legit question to ask. The logo, that draft part right there is a little hard to tell sometimes. So no one's trying to trick you here. I full disclosure, but the love from all you guys is much appreciated in the Toyota chat. You're true legends.
Shout out Hydromo.
There was a few good comments right above that. Yeah, Jimmy Smith, who probably not Buff's legendary corner, Jimmy Smith, I'm guessing. So. Because the Jimmy is spelled differently. There we go. He's saying, I think the only answer looking at this roster that makes sense first round pick is wide receiver, or they can trade back into the top of the second and stack for the future, building more through free agency. Yeah, I mean, I think the well will run dry on your options in free agency soon enough, because you've got a lot of young talents you got to pay. Benito, PS2, Zach Allen have all gotten their contracts. Yeah. Obviously Bo's gonna come down the line. It's interesting. Now, I've gotten a lot of DMs of like, did you see the Diggs rumor?
Yeah.
And, they were rumored to want to draft Egbuka before. So, the Broncos are interested in wide receiver. Yeah, no duh, they're interested in wide receiver. It's a young room. You drafted Pat Bryant not that far after it, and then re-signed, extended Cortland Sutton. I mean, you just now re-signed, brought Lil Jordan back on. Yeah, you're looking to upgrade at wide receiver. I don't think it's a secret you could upgrade, but also it's encouraging you're making up some of those differences. And we like this wide receiver class. We've talked about it quite a bit. This is why you tune in every week, because it's the place you can get the lowdown on all that stuff week in, week out. In fact, we're going to talk about them right now in some of the risers stuff. Jimmy says that, though, and then I saw Jose saying, the Colts did spend on free Niam Mathis. I think that was just slightly after the period I'm talking about with Dungy and stuff. But, yeah, that was certainly part of the Dungy defenses. You got to bring pressure with 4, and those edge rushers better be good enough to make it happen. Bob Sanders, remember him? He was like a great 7th round pick. I loved him. Mm-hmm. Just bull in a china shop. He got injured
bad out of hell.
Too. Yeah, bad out of hell. Just a great player. Great transition though. Jimmy's comment, because these mocks that have us drafting at 32, like Matt Miller on ESPN this week. Then I saw another one, and I forget. I can't cite because I can't remember. Both giving us Texas linebacker Anthony Hill, which I know our friend Jose will be happy about. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what decisions they make with Sternad and Singleton in the offseason. I want to see more from Greenlaw as they start to increase his snaps and stuff. But, like, you know, these matchups against the Chiefs, it used to be Broncos Twitter melting down of, like, we can't cover a tight end, blah, blah, blah. Like, Kelsey got his, but I didn't feel like, oh, man, just personnel-wise, we can't match up with these guys, you know?
Right.
And I don't know. We love this linebacker class. It is a strength of the class for sure. But I also like Sternad's so good when they give him playing time.
And he's played, this is by far the best he's played so far.
Yeah. Right. He's just getting better and better.
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of what happened with the 2015 defense too, right? Like you kind of just find yourself walking into Brandon Marshall.
Yes.
Even Danny Trevathan. Like he was another day 3 guy who just kind of, you developed and he just blossomed into this great player that eventually got paid. So
Brandon Marshall was like a UDFA. Same with Todd, I think. Or Todd was a UDFA with the Saints, then came to the Broncos. So yeah, and that's the other. We've talked about the trend forever. I mean, Jose, you should fire up what the stat is, but they haven't, they haven't drafted a linebacker high since Nate Irving. Though of course Drew Sanders breaks that trend. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I, of course, would like to see tight end, but it's kind of a one tight end class as far as early, if we're talking about who you would go wide receiver. RJ has a huge opportunity, but I think running back will be in the mix. It's just, if Jeremiah Love doesn't drop to you, who do you go at running back in this class?
Well, it's tough because Justice Haynes just got announced he's out for the season.
Yeah.
So
Katron Allen's coming along.
He is.
He was a riser for me this week. And then it's the wide receiver. So let's get into some of these risers because we talked Casey Concepcion last week and he goes off. He was one of the top performing wide receivers in the entire college slate with 7 for 158 in his game against South Carolina, which, boy, Jake.
All-timer.
They brought that back from the depths.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot a lot early in that game.
They sure did.
Turnovers, and just couldn't tackle. I mean, a lot of especially the Nick Harbor long touchdown, you just can't tackle. Like the safety just screaming downhill and just misses him.
Nick Harbor, another breakout. He only has 3 receptions, but he's got the long bomb. He's a 6'4" wideout at South Carolina. I mean, just massive size. He's George Pickens, DK Metcalf.
No, stop. Fool's gold.
Yeah, he might be.
He can't catch the ball.
He's struggling at South Carolina this year.
I mean,
that whole offense is tough.
The whole program is.
Yeah, fair.
But Nick Harbor, I mean, he's had 3 years he's been the biggest, fastest guy on South Carolina for 3 years now. And that's the one play that could define his career at this point.
It's true.
Going back to Concepcion, though, this guy is awesome. He can do it all. His hands are one
slot
of the best
wide
in
receivers.
class.
I mean, slot size.
Yes.
I think he can play inside, outside.
His hands are unbelievable, though. They're so natural. That's, to me, the part about his game that's standing out the most. I mean, he's got the speed to stretch the field, can run after the catch as well. He's just a dog, man. Absolute dog.
Phenomenal football player. Phenomenal weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But more, not Marvin Mims necessarily. More refinement, less of just like a pure athlete. Another guy who fits that bill's Mekhi Lemon, man. Goes off again. And opposite of Nick Harbor, not the biggest, not the fastest. But you know what? All he does is go off. Another week where he goes 10 for 153 and a tud in a big win for the Trojans against Iowa. This guy's just a stud, and he was returning kicks and stuff for him. Like, he can do it all as well.
Someone tweeted this out. I'm going to steal this, so sorry. But his catch radius does not make sense. Like, it's not a great catch radius, but the ball gets into the catch radius, he's catching it every single time.
It's true.
Whether it's going up and like jumping over someone, or it's like along the sideline, or it's a tough catch where he's got to go down to the ground. I mean, I could see that. It's a pretty good comp.
High drama with the great Amon-Ra St. Brown comp. I forget if Brugler and Fran were talking about that as well, but yeah, I mean, it's a great, and who wouldn't want Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Exactly. He is the guy. Do not let him fall to the Broncos. Do not.
This was the next exercise I was going to play is like, we used to do this with the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the do not let X prospect fall to the Chiefs?
He's the guy.
Now we're the captain now.
Yeah.
You think it's Mekhi Lemon?
Yes.
That's a good one. I keep seeing so much variance on Caden Proctor, the Alabama left tackle. I feel like he could be it. Where it's like, don't let us sign Caden. Don't let us draft Caden Proctor and put him at left guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Later rounds, Eli Heinrich,
Navy kid.
the Navy kid. Navy has a huge upset of USF, which is going to have playoff implications.
Yep.
And he has 5 receptions for 146 yards. He's lining up in the backfield as an inline tight end, as a fullback and taking direct carries, in the slot, out wide. He's a Navy offensive weapon. He's a running back / wide receiver. We mentioned him last week because Fran had tweeted out something about him. And then he goes off and has like one of the performances of the week, one of the risers of the week. And my God, this is a guy, poor man's Christian McCaffrey. He's so different from Savion Williams last year, but we were talking about these guys who can, like Deebo Samuel's, who can do a little bit of both. Our guys, do not let him fall to the Broncos in early day 3 or something.
Remember the name. He's not even on the consensus draft board right now. That has 1,000 players. Remember the name.
Remember the name, indeed. Thank you, Fran, for pointing him out. Notre Dame, Malachi Fields, ginormous 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver. He has a 2-touchdown performance this last week. So, yeah, wide receivers, we're eating good, man. And I mentioned Katron Allen. Perfect complimentary back. He's a big boy. Ever since Aller went down and there was a coaching change at Penn State, he's getting more carries, and he's big time. He's a great running back, great downhill, big runner, fast feet. You always think they got him, and then he just churns out extra yards.
He was great down the stretch last year, too, for Penn State also.
Yeah, 100%. On the defensive side, I want to shout out Kelly Jones, the Mississippi State corner.
Okay.
Jake, he's 6'4". 6'4", 198. He's way too grabby right now. He had some really nice reps against Jordan Tyson when they played them earlier. He performed quite nicely against Texas when they played them and almost upset them earlier in the year. He has 2 interceptions, 10 pass deflections. That's off the dome, but I think that's right. Then you've mentioned Texas Tech inside linebacker Jacob Rodriguez for a minute.
Yeah, bro.
Brother.
Yeah.
How good is he?
He's unbelievable.
From what I can tell, he's the only guy in the nation who's both top 20 in tackles for a loss and top 20 in pass deflections. 9.5 TFLs, 10 pass deflections. He has something like 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
Including a one-handed INT.
Yeah, it was sick.
Against Utah.
Yeah.
He also has a forced fumble in that game. I looked it up. I think he's had 4 fumbles recovered, 7 forced fumbles this year.
Bro, go watch that Utah game.
Oh, it's crazy.
He takes it over.
That Utah game's worth watching because Romello Height, the David Bailey, the 2 edge rushers are really bringing it to those 2 top offensive tackles the Utes have. But Jacob Rodriguez, on a team with those 2 guys that we love, he's, I think, unquestionably the best defensive player.
He's why they're trying to get him that's why they're trying to get him Heisman buzz right now.
I think it's legit.
I mean, look, it's very hard, I think, for a linebacker to do that. I mean, we see guys rack up 100 tackles and stats at linebacker in college football all the time.
It's damn near impossible to even be a finalist, honestly.
100%. But he is, I mean, without a doubt, the engine of that defense. And it's the plays he's making in the passing game, the turnovers that he's making.
Passing game. It's the passing game.
And it's just, that's what, pushes you over the top, especially at that position. It's the passing game, but he just creates turnovers. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
I mean, so 7 forced fumbles. He's had 11 turnovers?
That's insane.
That's ridiculous.
And the only guy in the country that's both getting you the pass deflections in coverage and getting you the TFLs defending the run. Jose says, Scooby Wright with much better size. Jose, this is why you're just the go as far as being in the Toyota chat for the draft pod, because when we were talking Heisman finalist linebackers and I just threw that out, I was like, was Scooby Wright a finalist? Like in my pod that I used to do back in the day, I think I was making the argument for him to be a finalist, but he was not. Manny Te'o is the only guy I can remember in the last 20 years being a finalist at linebacker. But here's a correction, Jose. I love Scooby Wright as a college player. When I was analyzing him as a draft prospect, though, I was like, no, he ain't it. It was that 3-3-5 defense they played at Arizona. Everything was kind of funneled through him. He's a pure off-ball linebacker who's undersized, but like he's playing in spy. He's coming downhill. Like he was their fourth rusher on everything. So he's racking up the TFLs, but like he didn't really have a role that would translate to the NFL. And he had none of the cover ability that you just described from Jacob Rodriguez. He's number 10 on Texas Tech's defense. Watch him, guys. If you're watching the Red Raiders over the holidays,
you can't miss him.
Saturdays, you cannot miss him. He looks undersized, but I looked him up, 6'1", 235. It's good enough. And he's like, linebacker is one of those positions, especially the middle back seven positions. Measurables, testing numbers, they matter to some extent. What really matters is instincts and IQ, man. And this guy's instincts and IQ off the fucking charts.
And he's done it. I mean, last year he was fantastic as well.
Yeah,
It's just Texas Tech wasn't getting the hype. They didn't have, those edge rushers to really, put on the marquee and carry them. And they weren't a top 10 team in the country. But he had 127 tackles last year, 10 TFLs, only one interception. But still a 3 forced fumble. I mean, it's 2 years now.
His production's nutty.
It's best in class.
Yeah, and I think we'll see him in the playoffs, and
without a doubt.
He's just gonna, and last week I talked about another Big 12 linebacker, and Jake Galladay, who I think maybe is the most complete linebacker in this class. I saw Fran updated his draft board, which if you're a diehard, you can check out. And as Bryce Botcher, the
Oregon
inside linebacker for Oregon, as LB7, 78th prospect overall. It's a nice linebacker class. Keon Lewis, I believe is his name. He's a little undersized linebacker who reminds me of Devin Bush, playing for Oklahoma. Had a really nice game against Alabama and their big upset. It's a nice interior linebacker class.
Mm-hmm.
So there you are. That was fun. I knew I'd get you going on Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, man.
Phenom.
I want to hate Texas Tech so much, but they are fun to watch, and they have some dogs, so I just can't.
So it's the spirit of the pirate.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into these week 13 picks. My God, week 13. Okay, it starts with Mizzou, Oklahoma, an old Big 8 matchup, but it's in the SEC. Oklahoma now in a bit of a driver's seat, or at least a driver's seat to get in the driver's seat in the SEC after their big upset. They're at home, and they're 7.5-point favorites over Mizzou. Mizzou's QB is still out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're on...
I think you're right. Mizzou has two edge rushers who are very nice. They've got a few O-linemen worth watching as well. Oklahoma... You want to watch their tight end if you're a Broncos fan. You want to watch their edge rushers, Kieran Lewis, who I mentioned. So they've got some talent that could appeal in Denver. But yeah, the line...
7, I think I saw last night.
7.5. So there you go. Who you got?
Taking OU.
Mizzou's tough. Mizzou's tough with a backup quarterback. I don't think Oklahoma has earned that half point.
But I think that
6.5. The Sooners are a no-brainer. 7.5.
I think they might match up well with Mizzou, though.
They might.
I mean,
might.
You hit it on the head about a month ago, actually, talking about Oklahoma, and it's not really material. It's how good they are defensively.
Defense has been the difference.
With Mizzou, I mean, with the backup quarterback, and, they got Ahmad Hardy, who's a really fun player to watch at running back for them, but that's got to be the game plan, right? Sell out, stop Ahmad Hardy. Unless that guy goes off for 150, 200 yards,
Right.
Or maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know.
No,
I'm taking Oklahoma.
I think you're right, and yet I'm not a believer. It's November. Upsets are prime. You're going to give me the hook I'll take the hook. Give me 7.5, and I'll take Mizzou. Though on the road, early game, never necessarily a recipe for success. USC at Oregon. Another one. There should be a Pac-12 headliner. Instead, it's in the Big Ten. But it don't matter. They're 2 top 10 teams loaded with NFL talent. 2 of my favorite teams as far as prospect watching. Oregon's O-line, especially the interior guys, worth watching. Kenyon Sadiq hopefully makes it back. We had Hughes was on our watch, the running back, transferred from Tulane. It's actually been Noah Whittingham. Dante Moore might be the best quarterback in this class. USC has Mekhi Lemon, Kamari Ramsey, Eric Gentry. So Ramsey's a stud safety. Gentry's a super long linebacker, very unconventional. And then Lake McRae, the tight end, who'd be very nice in Denver. And another wide receiver in Jacoby Lane. So prospects galore all over the field here. I didn't mention like any of the defensive guys on Oregon, but Amari Washington, Bear Alexander, Mateo Ugalele. I mean, Butcher, the linebacker. Bigsby. NFL talent at all levels. So this one should be a great matchup. Crazy USC is in this spot where they can play spoiler and maybe even be on the outside looking in. In Eugene, though, 130 game, 9.5 point favorites are the Ducks. And honestly, with how USC's looked, Notre Dame, Iowa, too close for comfort. I get it.
I want to take them, though.
I know.
I think I'm going to.
These big spreads for these ranked matchups. But are they cheese, Jake?
That's what I need you to tell me. Oregon's good. I just don't think that they're 10 points over USC good.
Oregon's
I like USC.
Great, but do I overrate them? I do this.
Everyone does.
The teams with the prospects, I tend to overrate because I'm a draft guy first and foremost.
But USC has guys too. Like this isn't like
they have tons of guys.
Like this is a pretty equal matchup. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. I don't think that Oregon's like worlds ahead of where USC is right now in terms of the talent on their roster. Unless I'm just flat out wrong. You tell me.
Let's fight on. 9.5. Give us the points.
Let's go.
It's not that crazy of a road trip. LA to Eugene. You can handle that.
They've done this
right.
almost hundreds of times.
Right. Exactly. Dominic Wells. Yes. We were pounding the table for Harold Fannin from like October on this here podcast.
This is why you listen to the show. This guy was on him like so early last year.
I never got the draft Twitter hate for him either. They're like, oh, guy runs slow. It's like, he's running away from Texas A&M. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just fine.
We don't know what we're looking
at. We overthink this stuff.
Yeah, we really do.
We do not know what we're looking at. Okay. Those are the 2 primetime best on best matchups. Mm-hmm. 2 ranked teams. After that, where do we go? BYU Cincy?
Yeah, that's a massive game in the Big 12 this weekend.
And some good Cincy's got the better prospects of the 2 teams.
Of course.
Which, I mean, BYU,
BYU just has 25-year-olds all over
that's facts, which no disrespect to 25-year-olds. Yeah. You can rent a car now. Congratulations. Broncos Tube with the burp. Broncos Tube, I think of you every time I burp, and like I'll do this in meetings. I do this on ad reads. I mean, it's a disaster. And Broncos Tube, thank God you are there to keep me in line. Cincy at home, only 2.5 point dogs.
Yeah.
And what do they say? Up the cats? Bear down?
I think they're a bear down team.
Okay, bear down then. Braden Sorsby, man. I might be a Soars bro.
Okay, why? Why?
I don't know. I mean, these quarterbacks are tough, and he's got a live arm. He moves well. He's one of those. What's a good comp? He's a guy worthy of the Tony Romo comp. Okay. You know, like mobile and a live arm. Checks off all the boxes, even though I might not pound the tape. He's no Josh Allen.
So I'm not trying to be a hater. It's just, I mean,
don't be a hater. Be a hater.
I think that.
Do you?
I mean, he's just ran the ball really well this year, and he hasn't turned it over. And he turned it over quite a bit last weekend, and look at what happened. So
did he get the turnovers out the way, though?
He could have. He very well could have. I like Cincy, though. That's a good team.
It was a good team.
Again, no hate for Sorsby. He's played really well this
Are you taking BYU on the road, though, it sounds like?
I'm taking Cincy still.
Let's go. Dante Corleone.
What do you
Watch
think about
out.
that?
Jake Galladay. Yeah, what's superstar producer Deion Smith say?
I don't know. I don't know. After last week, BYU, they kind of laid the egg. Well, actually, the week before last, I texted
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
I lost a little hope in them.
Since he's got some guys, and I just think that they're very they're built to kind of play ball with BYU, like to play that physical type of game, to grind it out.
I agree.
To coming down to just not turning the ball over, to picking up a fourth down, to like playing close football. Like they're used to that.
Who did Cincy lose to last week?
Oh Jesus! I just watched
We'll pull this up
last
right
night. Oh, they
now.
nope, wasn't ASU.
Yeah,
It was Arizona.
It was
yes,
Arizona.
I watched that last night.
It was Arizona.
Arizona punched him in the mouth. And again, Sorsby was just turning the ball over.
No, Cincy back-to-back games, like Utah took it to him as well.
Yeah.
Kind of whooped their ass, I know.
Utah's kind of elite, though.
Cincy maybe hasn't earned it.
They're at home, though. They're in,
They are at home, and it's a night game.
They were in not exactly this spot, but they brought Iowa State in earlier in the season, and they really kind of exploded in that game. I mean, it became closer as it went on, but they jumped out to a massive lead at that game at home.
Love it. We've got some good rivalry games, like Cal Stanford will be fun. Cal 3-point favorites on the road. Stanford's left tackle Nicky Prongos is a guy worth watching. Tennessee Florida is always fun. That's a small spread, 4 points. There's going to be some prospects in that game. Nothing else that's really a marquee matchup. Again, I think Pitt at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech only 2.5-point favorites. I think Pitt could give them something to chew on, Nebraska at Penn State. Nebraska's running back, Emmett Johnson.
Yeah.
He's one to watch, and, Penn State has nothing but prospects, so...
I'm blaming the SEC for this, by the way. This is also Mercer week, so this is why we don't have really many matchups to talk about this week.
Facts.
There's kind of a big one in the ACC. Just prospect-wise, Louisville's playing, so that's going to be fun.
Chris Bell watch. Love me some Chris Bell. Saw Toyota chat about him earlier. Chris Bell would be one of my favorite Broncos picks.
They're going on the road to take on SMU. That's a top-tier ACC game.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that's a good one for sure. I think Syracuse Notre Dame might be entertaining. Arkansas Texas. Arkansas's Quincy Rhodes. We talked about him on the show last week. Seeing him against Texas will be a big moment for him. So,
great weekend to watch the Big 12.
The Big 12's kind of lit. So yeah, okay. That's gonna do it for us. Thank you all. Toyota chat was popping. Leave us a thumbs up on the way out. Yeah, man. Thank you to the Schwan Man, legendary producer Deion Smith, and we'll be back not next week. Actually going to take the week off. Thanksgiving is Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
No draft pod talk, but that'll mean we'll be 2 weeks to talk about everything we missed and some elite matchups and stuff.
It's almost our season too.
Kind of is, Jake. Kind of is.
getting
Magical. But our season's going to be postponed because the Broncos got to give us a deep run and some home playoffs. So, Hydramo asking, what about LJ Martin or Nick Singleton? Would they be a good thunder to RJ's Lightning? I love Katron Allen more than Singleton. We like Le'Veon Moss, Jonah Coleman. I think this class has some options if you're looking for more of a downhill thumper to complement LJ Martin, the BYU running back.
He's sick.
Be a good option too. It's a class that's got some big boys.
Yeah, no, LJ Martin is. I think he'd be a great fit. BYU isn't really stacked with prospects. He's one of them though.
Yep,
And
no
then
doubt.
I like the other Notre Dame kid, Jadarian Price, as a kind of a downhill type of player too.
In some ways, though, he's also the Lightning option.
I mean, well,
Double
Jeremiah
up on
Love
Lightning.
can just do whatever he wants though.
Yeah,
so.
I mean that's for sure. I think Justice Haynes could kind of be that.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a nice running back class, though. After Jeremiah Love, there's a bit of a drop off. There's still some nice options, especially day 2 and day 3. So, that's the beauty. It's like we used to always say, not a great draft, not a lot of blue chip prospects at the top, but it's got depth. Now we're the team that can take advantage of the depth, and we need to worry less about the blue chippers in the top 10. God, it's beautiful. All right.
We deserve this.
There you go. Thank you all for tuning in. Mile high salute. Go Broncos, baby.
We all silly like the mayor.